Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are diving into the fascinating world of biotechnology, a powerful field that is transforming medicine, agriculture, and even forensic science. Are you curious how scientists make millions of copies of DNA in just a few hours? Whether you are a NEET aspirant diving into molecular biology or a UPSC student brushing up on biotechnology concepts, or any other competitive exam student, a science lover, or just curious, this one is for you. In this video, I will break down what PCR is, its key components, the step-by-step process, important application in medicine and forensic and different other applications, and also its advantages and limitations, all in a clear and exam-focused way. Let's let's decode one of the most powerful tools in molecular biology, that is polymerase chain reaction, PCR. So PCR has been one of the most important techniques that has been developed in recent years. The reason behind is its simplicity of the reaction and relative case of the practical manipulation steps. So this process is simply simplified way. In this reaction, it is used to amplify a precise fragment of DNA from a complex mixture of a starting material, usually termed as template DNA. The reaction requires some information about the sequence of flanking fragment of DNA to be amplified. So what does it mean, flanking fragment? Flanking fragment is a DNA fragment, refers to the DNA sequences that are adjacent to the target DNA sequence you want to amplify. PCR primers are designed to bind to this flanking region, initiating the amplification process. So in this diagram, the flanking segment is this one. So flanking segments are DNA sequences that are adjacent to the target. This is a target DNA. So adjacent to the target DNA sequences which you want to amplify. So PCR primers are designed to bind to this flanking region. So PCR primers are bind to this flanking region. PCR primers are bind to this flanking region. So the reaction requires some information about the sequence of flanking fragment of DNA to be amplified. From this information, two oligonucleotide primers can be synthesized, each complementary to the stretch of DNA to the 3' side of the target DNA. One for each of the two DNA strand. This technique method, since it's fulfill the same function of producing large amount of DNA from a small amount of starting materials. So this technique used in the amplification of large amount of DNA or any other nucleic acid. Objectives of polymerase chain reaction. There are many objectives. It amplifies the specific segment of DNA or RNA, result in billions of copies of a single DNA or RNA segment. So it helps in amplifying the specific segment of DNA or RNA, which result in billions of copies of a single DNA or RNA segments. It reduces the time required because in the cloning process, the process is lengthy, tedious. But the DNA polymerase chain reaction, it reduces the time required for the cloning of nucleic acid. Additionally, it has been modified to diagnose certain genes and different types of mutation. Mutation is a sudden change in the genetic makeup in the DNA and to support other genetic and molecular studies or techniques. Principle of PCR. PCR combines with the principle of nucleic acid hybridization with the principle of nucleic acid replication with the temperature variation of cycling, heating and cooling throughout the process. So in PCR, there is a repetitive process of cycling, heating and cooling throughout the process will be taken place. It is based on the fact that double stranded DNA can be thermally broken into single stranded DNA fragments. In this single-stranded templates, primers can anneal to their complementary sequences based on the nucleic acid hybridization principle. So DNA polymerase help in the elongates the primers by sequentially adding the nucleoside to the 3' end. 3' end and generates a double-stranded DNA following the principle of DNA replication. DNA replication. Now there is a about the PCR combined with the principle of nucleic acid hybridization with the principle of nucleic acid replication. So hybridization means to the refer to the process where two single stranded DNA or RNA molecules bond together to form a double stranded molecule driven by complementary base pairing. On the other hand, replication is a process by which a cell makes a identical copy of its DNA, ensuring genetic information is passed on to a daughter cell. So this is the PCR combined the principle of nucleic acid hybridization with the principle of nucleic acid replication with the and in this process there is a temperature variation of cycling, heating and cooling take place. So by continuous regulating the temperature, three steps are involved in the PCR. First one is the denaturation, annealing, second is annealing, and third one is elongation. It can be permitted to occur in a cycling manner, leading to millions of copies of single targeted nucleic acid sequence. There are a few components of PCR. Enzymes, a few enzymes also used in PCR. First one is the nucleic acid template. Nucleic acid template DNA, parent DNA is the sample DNA that contains the sample DNA. Parent DNA is the sample DNA that contains the selected nucleic acid sequence that needs to be amplified. The template must be DNA only. The template, if you are taking doing the DNA amplification, so the template must be DNA only, and the types are genomic DNA, complementary DNA, or plasmid DNA. Reverse transcripted polymerase chain reaction uses RNA as a starting material. So if we are taking RNA as a starting material, so reverse transcripted polymerase chain reaction uses RNA as a starting material, but RNAs are primarily converted to complementary DNA before amplification. So it is very important points. RNAs are primarily converted to complementary DNA before amplification. The template DNA must be it is important that template DNA must be highly pure with the absorbance ratio of approximately 1.8. DNA polymerase, the second requirement is a DNA polymerase. DNA polymerase is enzyme that catalyzes the synthesis of complementary DNA strand by assembling the nucleotides according to the template state. So simply it is the enzyme. So DNA polymerase is the enzymes that help in the synthesis of DNA, hence play very important roles in DNA replication and DNA duplication. In this case of PCR, we are using Taq polymerase enzymes, which is extracted from the bacterium Thermus aquaticus. It is a best known DNA polymerase used in PCR since its establishment. Taq DNA polymerase is thermally stable and continues its activities after the repeated heating and cooling cycle. We are doing the repeated heating and cooling cycle activity. So Taq DNA polymerase is thermally stable. It will not destroy. It is stable up to 95 degrees Celsius and shows the most effective reaction at around 72 degrees Celsius to 78 degrees Celsius, incorporating about 60 bases per second. So if you are taking, if we are a 50-liter reaction mixture, around 1 to 2 units of Taq polymerase is sufficient for amplification. Now, the recent discovery about the DNA polymerase in the field of molecular biology, recently the two other thermostable DNA polymerase enzymes are available. First one is the Vent enzyme isolated from Thermococcus litorilus and the PFU enzyme isolated from Pyrococcus furosus. It is an image of Taq DNA polymerase enzymes. Third one is a primer. Primers are artificially synthesized short single sequences of oligonucleotide that are complementary to the target nucleic acid sequence in the template DNA. It is a template DNA, and after denaturation, this is a in the flanking DNA, and the primer is adding. So primer is consists of short sequences of around 50 to 30 bases that act as a starting point for DNA synthesis. So primer acts as a starting point for DNA synthesis. The primer extends this primer from its 3' end from a new complementary strand. So the diagram is given is from 3' end to its complementary strand. Usually 10 to 12 primers, p-mole of each primer is sufficient for PCR reaction. It is of two types. PCR primer are of two types. First one is forward and second one is the reverse primer. PCR reverse primer, PCR forward primer. So PCR forward primers are complementary to the antisense strand. It is it's very significant point. The PCR forward primers are complementary to antisense strands, template strands, which work stand from 3' to 5' direction and are responsible for amplification of the antisense strand. Now about the PCR reverse primer, these are complementary to the sense strand and template strand from 5' to template strand from 5' to 3' direction and are responsible for amplification of the sense strand. They are also called 3' primer. Fourth one, we need a deoxynucleotide triphosphate, which act as a substrate, which act as a building block of new DNA strand, which provide energy for DNA synthesis. There are different types. The four types are deoxyadenosine triphosphate, deoxyguanosine triphosphate, deoxythymidine triphosphate, deoxycytidine triphosphate. So these four DNTP are frequently added. This is frequently added, which help sequentially added to the anneal primer. So they are added to the anneal primer by the DNA polymerase with the help of enzyme, with the help of DNA polymerase, which generates a new strand of DNA complementary to the template strand. So DNTP are added to the anneal primer by the DNA polymerase enzymes, which help in generation of new DNA synthesis of new DNA strand complementary to the template strands. Now we need a thermocycler, which is the machine. We need PCR machine. The thermocycler is simply an electric heating device that regulate the temperature as per the requirement during its stage. So this machine increases the temperature during the denaturation step, during the breakdown of DNA, and lowers the temperature during the annealing, during the ligation of primer, and again increases it during the elongation step. So there is a eventually increase and decrease of temperature will occur in the thermocycler machine. This process of increasing and decreasing the temperature occurs in a cyclic manner according to the pre-programmed setup or instruction by the user prior to operating. So basic PCR programs, if the basic, what are the PCR program? First in denaturation, second is the annealing, means joining, and third one is the extension. So denaturation for 2 minutes, we are doing 2 minutes again. This is the initial state. So double stranded DNA. So this is the image showing that components we have taken, and then denaturation step, what is happening, that two double stranded DNA strands, it will break down the hydrogen bond between these. This is breakdown between the nucleotide base pair, and denaturation step is commonly performed between the temperature 94 to 98 centigrade Celsius, and the hydrogen bond, which is a weak bond, is between the nucleotide, will break down. Annealing process, for 30 seconds at the temperature between the 50 to 68 degrees Celsius, where the annealing is happened with the help of primer, and DNA polymerase is also stable enough to now bind to the primer DNA sequence. So DNA polymerase plays a very vital role in annealing process, annealing of primer. Now next step is extension DNA for 1 minute at 72 degrees Celsius. The temperature is again increasing. The temperature is 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. For denaturation, 94 to 98 degrees Celsius. For annealing, the temperature is 50 to 68 degrees Celsius. This time we are decreasing. And for annealing to elongation, again the temperature is increasing. So the temperature is between 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. So this step enables the DNA polymerase to synthesize and elongate the new target DNA. So you can see the new target DNA stand accurately and rapidly. So final extension for 5 minutes at 72 degrees Celsius. We can repeat this process for 25 to 30 times. A final extension to fill in any protruding ends of the newly synthesized strand. Template DNA, first cycle, second cycle 4 copies, third cycle there is given about the 4 copies, second cycle 8 copies, 2 to the power n. and 16 copies third cycle, fourth cycle 32 copies. So 2 to the power 36 cycle, it approximately say about 68 billion copies. So we can get the billions of copy in PCR process, which is a very important in different aspects. Steps of PCR, there are three core steps which we discussed previously in the previous slide: denaturation, annealing, and elongation. Apart from these three primary steps, the preparatory phase is also needed. We have to do the preparation also. So, and the preparation phase at the beginning, and the PCR product analysis is also required. After the PCR product is formed, we have to do the analysis also at the end. So the whole step can be summarized into three steps: pre-preparation, amplification, and product analysis. So pre-preparation, what we are doing, the actual PCR polymerase chain reaction take place inside the thermocycler PCR machine. In this step, one must prepare a reaction mixture. So inside the thermocycler, it is required to prepare a reaction mixture and load it on a pre-programmed thermocycler in order to amplify the target DNA or RNA segment. Sample DNAs or RNAs are extracted from the sample and stored. Pre-extracted nucleic acid can be used. Now, second stage is amplification. In amplification process, we are including denaturation, annealing, and elongation in a cycling manner, one after another, for a certain number of cycles, pre-programmed by the user. This program is pre-programmed by the user. Step one in annealing is denaturation. It is the first step of amplification process. When we are doing the first, we have pre-preparation. Second, we have done the amplification process. So in amplification process, the first step is under the amplification process. The first step is denaturation, means breakdown of double stranded hydrogen bond. We have to break down the hydrogen bond between the double stranded DNA. So DNA is thermally denatured into single stranded DNA templates. Temperature is about 90 to 95 degrees Celsius. So approximately between the 90 to 95 degrees Celsius. And this double stranded DNA is break down into single stranded. And the hydrogen bond between this nucleotide is weak. And so it is destroyed. And because of the high temperature given, and the temperature is 90 to 95 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, and it is given for the 30 to 90 second, approximately up to 30 to 90 second. At this temperature, the thermal energy overcome the weak hydrogen bond, which is holding the two DNA strand together, allowing them to separate. So the hydrogen bond is weak, and it is because of the apply of the high temperature, it is breakdown. So double stranded DNA is separated into two single stranded DNA. So we get the two single stranded DNA, and it act as a template DNA, parent DNA. Step 2 is annealing. So after denaturing, there is an annealing process will be occur. Denaturation is followed by the annealing step. Annealing step means joining step, ligating step, where the primer anneal the in this diagram, primer anneal the single stranded DNA template at their complementary site. The formed primer anneals at the complementary sites of the antisense strand, and the reverse primer anneal at the complementary site of sense strand of the template DNA. For annealing to occur, the temperature is reduced. So in denaturation process, we have increased the temperature, but in annealing process, we have to decrease the process, because in this process, we are adding the primer, we are ligating the primer, we are doing the annealing. So temperature should be reduced. The temperature is 55 to 70 degrees Celsius. It based on the guanine and cytosine content of the primer. About 30 to 60 seconds temperature, it will take about 30 to 60 seconds, enough for annealing in most of the PCR process. So time given is about approximately 30 to 60 seconds. So single stranded DNA, forward and reverse primer should be annealed, and single stranded DNA with annealed primer should be formed. So step third, elongation. It is the first step in the amplification reaction where the temperature is raised. Again, the temperature first increasing the temperature for the denaturation process. In the second step, in annealing, the temperature should be decreased. And in the third step, elongation process, the temperature is increased. Again, the temperature increase is approximately 72 degrees Celsius. So the Taq DNA polymerase enzymes begin synthesizing new DNA strand. So Taq DNA polymerase starts synthesizing the DNA strand as the it is the action of the DNA polymerase always act in the 5' to 3' direction. So the DNA polymerase enzymes add nucleotide from the reaction mixture to the 3' end of the anneal primer, forming a new complementary strand. So they start forming the new complementary strand. The time required for elongation depend on the sample nucleic acid. Generally, elongation take place at the rate of 1 kilobyte per 0.5 to 1 minute. For 1 kilobyte per, it requires 0.5 to 1 minute. At the end of the elongation, two new double stranded. At the end of the elongation, two new double stranded DNA will be formed from a single double stranded DNA template at the beginning of the reaction. So what we get in the last step, we get from the single stranded DNA, we have got the double stranded DNA. So two single stranded DNA with anneal primers, with the help of D and TPS, we get the two new double stranded DNA. So in this way, the DNA synthesis will take place. And product last phase is the product analysis phase. It is the phase after completion of PCR where the reaction mixture subjected to PCR is analyzed to confirm the desired amplification is achieved, the desired output is achieved, the desired result is achieved. For this, mostly agarose gel electrophoresis is used in order to check for amplified DNAs or RNAs. So the technology used is the agarose gel electrophoresis, which help in checking the amplified DNA or RNA. However, no additional step is required in some types of PCR, like real-time PCR. No additional step is required. There are different types of PCR, which is present in the slides: arbitrary, pre-cyclic, asymmetric, assemble, amplified, Zaliu, conventional, cold, colony, digitals, droplet, fast cycling, criterion, GC reach, high fidelity, hot start, high resolution melt, intra-sequence specific, in situ, touchdown, variable number of tandem repeats, immuno, in silico, inverso, long range, ligation mediated, linear after the exponential, multiplex PCR, real-time PCR, methylation specific, mini prime nanoparticle assisted PCR and nested PCR, overlap extended PCR, quantitative real-time PCR, repetitive sequence-based PCR, reverse transcripted PCR, real-time PCR, reverse transcripted real-time PCR, RNase H-dependent single-cell PCR, single-specific solid phase suicide PCR, thermal asymmetric interlaced PCR. So different types of PCR are developed in the field of molecular biology. Polymerase chain reactions are having different types of application in different aspects in the field of molecular biology. So what are the different applications we are going to just know? First step is the first application is identification and classification of organism. So it is widely used in identifying different types of microorganism up to the level of subspecies and strains. It has reduced the time required for microbial identification from days to a few hours. Additionally, larger animals can also be identified and systematically classified using PCR. So PCR help in identifying the larger animals also, and systematically classified using PCR. DNA isolated from fossilized animals are also amplified and studied to relate them with animals they are still living on the earth. Second application is to diagnose the different types of infectious disease. It is also very important application. The use of PCR in the identification of different types of pathogen has given quick and accurate diagnosis of infection. Not only diagnosis, but parallel identification of antimicrobial resistant genes in the pathogen. It allows choosing of appropriate and antimicrobial treatment options. So it helps in choosing the different types of appropriate antimicrobial treatment option. The different types of infectious diseases are HIV, SARS-CoV-2, human T-cell leukemia virus, tuberculosis, hepatitis virus, enterovirus, STD are diagnosed using PCR. PCR application is third one is the detection of gene mutation and genetic disorder. So mutation, what is a mutation is in any segment of gene can be detected using PCR. So what is mutation? Mutation when there is a change in the sequence of DNA. Because of this, the mutation will occur. So mutation in any segment of a gene can be detected using PCR. Knowing this mutation, we can perform a genetic disorder. DNA polymorphism can also be analyzed, which can relate to genetic disorder of some kind. In medical science, PCR is also used of the important tool of diagnosing congenital diseases, acquired diseases, genetic disorder, and any mutation leading to negative health problem and behavior change in the prenatal stage also. So detection of cancerous cell is another very important application of PCR in medicine. So PCR help in detecting the cancerous cell also. DNA, the most important significant role of PCR application is DNA fingerprinting. It is used for identification of criminals or individuals and for confirming parents also, which about the confirming parents also. Child belong to which parents. Genetic, next application is genetic for fingerprinting. In forensic analysis of DNA sample, DNA from a single human hair is sufficient to determine whether the sample comes from specific individual. So it helps in the forensic science also. DNA, if we are taking the DNA from only from here also, it is we can use to determine with the help of PCR the sample comes from which individual. So except for identical tool, fingerprints are unique. It is not DNA fingerprintings. It is exception for identical tools. Fingerprints are because fingerprints are unique. In forensic technique, DNA from blood, semen, saliva, or hair, etc., from a crime scene can be genetically compared to sample from a suspect, from a criminal. Likewise, genetic fingerprints are also used for paternity test, detection of hereditary diseases. Each gene in question can be easily amplified through PCR by using the appropriate primers and then sequence to detect mutation. So it helps in detecting the mutation, also to know about the different types of diseases. Viral diseases can also be detected months before the actual symptoms occur. So it is also important to diagnose the different types of viral diseases with the help of PCR. It is also helpful in gene sequencing. So for gene sequencing, a gene must be amplified into a large number using the technique like PCR. So PCR help in the amplification process of gene sequencing. It plays a very important role in gene sequencing. Next one is the DNA and RNA quantification. So quantitative real-time PCR is one common type of PCR which is used for the quantification of sample DNA. DNA it acts as a tool in genetic engineering also for analyzing modified DNAs and amplifying target or vector DNA. Desired genes are amplified using PCR and applied in the required processes. PCR also used in gene expression analysis and genetic imprinting. PCR of RNA reverse transcripted PCR is used in gene expression analysis, study genetic imprinting, etc. It is also used in drug and vaccine discovery. So it's a very important thing that PCR used in discovery of different types of drugs and vaccine. Human genome projects, plantology, study of fossils, and evolutionary biology. So there are few applications of PCR. PCR application are used. PCR in clinical diagnosis, PCR in DNA sequencing, PCR in gene manipulation and expression studies, PCR in comparative studies of genomes, PCR in forensic medicine, PCR in comparison with gene cloning. So the first application is in clinical diagnosis. So diagnosis of various type of diseases in human. This includes inherited disorder, genetic disorder, which are genetically coming from one parents to offspring, the viral diseases, bacterial diseases. So different types of diseases coming from different types of pathogens. So it's helping clinical diagnosis. The occurrence of genetic diseases frequently identified by restriction fragment length polymorphism. So the technique which is useful in this is the restriction fragment length polymorphism. And when there is a mutation resulting in a detectable change in the length of restriction fragment. So the technique is the restriction fragment length polymorphism. Many genetic disorders occur with the involvement of restriction fragment length polymorphism. For all such disorder, PCR technique is a real boon. Is a real boon as it provides direct information of DNA. With the help of this, we are getting the direct information of the DNA, and this is done by amplification of DNA. What is the purpose of doing the PCR? We are doing the amplification of DNA. So followed by the direct analysis of PCR products. Parental diagnosis of inherited disease. The diseases like sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria can be detected by PCR in these samples. So different type of diseases we will acquire the knowledge in the next video. Diagnosis of retroviral infection. It is also helping in diagnosis of different types of retroviral infection. PCR from complementary DNA is a valuable tool for diagnosis and monitoring of retroviral infections, AIDS caused by HIV infection. So it's also helping the HIV infection also. Diagnosis of bacterial infection like tuberculosis, which is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Diagnosis of cancer, different types of cancer which is occurring nowadays. It's just a occurring in the human beings here and there in around the country. So several virally induced cancer, cervical cancer caused by human papillomavirus can be detected by PCR. Further, some cancer which occur due to chromosomal translocation, and there is a translocation when there is it occurs in the chromosome 14 and 18 in follicular lymphoma involving known genes are identified by PCR. So PCR are involved in the diagnosis of cancer, and especially the cancer, cervical cancer, which occur in the which occur in the females, which is caused by human papillomavirus. PCR in sex determination of embryo. So, sex of human and livestock embryos fertilized in laboratory can be determined by PCR by using primers and DNA probes specific for sex chromosome. This technique is also useful to detect sex-linked disorder in fertilized embryos. So, embryo is when growing under the womb of the mother. So, if there is some sex-linked disorder, so with the help of PCR, we can know the sex-linked disorder in fertilized embryos. PCR and DNA sequencing. It is conveniently used for sequencing. For this purpose, single strand of DNA are required. For DNA sequencing, only single strand of DNA are required. So in asymmetric PCR, preferential amplification of a single strand is carried out. In other method, strand removal can be achieved by digesting one strand. So these are the two methods in DNA sequencing. PCR also used in gene manipulation and expression studies. So PCR is that the primer need not have any complementary sequences for the target DNA. So the advantage with PCR is that primers did not have complementary sequences for the target DNA. The sequence of nucleotide in a piece of gene, that is a target DNA, can be amplified and manipulated by PCR. By using this method, coding sequence can be altered. The coding sequence can be changed, thereby changing amino acid to synthesize protein of interest. Further, with this method, we can do the gene manipulation in understanding the effect of promoters, initiators in gene expression. It is also important in the study of messenger RNA, the product of gene expression. This is carried out by reverse transcription. It is also boon for gene manipulation and expression studies. PCR in comparative studies of genomes. So the difference in the genomes, the complete set of gene in any organisms can be measured by PCR with random primers. The product are separated by electrophoresis for comparative identification. Two genomes from closely related organisms are expected to yield more similar bands. For more details, we have to do the PCR in comparative studies of genomes also. PCR is very important in the study of evolutionary biology, which is known as a phylogenetic biology. It is used to amplify even minute quantities of DNA, very small quantities of DNA from any source. The source would be any hair, mummified tissue, bone, or any fossilized material, because we are using it in the phylogenesis. In the so PCR has revolutionized the studies in paleontology and archaeology. The movie Jurassic Park, I think so many of all of you have watched. The movie Jurassic Park has created public awareness of the potential application of PCR. PCR in forensic medicine, a single molecule of DNA from any source. We are taking a single molecule of DNA, blood from blood stain, from here, from hair, from semen, etc. The PCR, single molecule of DNA from any source of an individual is adequate for amplification by PCR. So this technique is very important for identification of criminals if they are doing any crimes. The reader may refer DNA fingerprinting technique described elsewhere. So it is very important for knowing about the identifying the criminals. PCR in comparison with gene cloning. So PCR has several advantages over the traditional gene technique, cloning techniques. Cloning techniques requires more times, but PCR in less time giving more output. So this includes better efficiency, minute quantities of starting materials, cost effectiveness, minimal technical skills, time factor, etc. So in due course of time, PCR may take over most of the application of gene cloning. So PCR is more beneficial than gene cloning. So there are the advantages of polymerase chain reaction. It is very fast method of producing multiple copies of nucleic acid segment within a few hours to a few days. Billion copies of specific nucleic acid sequence can be produced and analyzed. It can analyze a very minute quantity, also minute quantity, that is a 0.1 to 5 microgram of DNA or RNA. It is able to analyze it. It can able to produce it. It is able to amplify it. So its principle and procedure are simple to understand and apply. Being a semi-automatic technique, the process is operated and regulated automatically by a machine. The machine name is a thermocycler. It is shorten the time for the diagnosis of different types of diseases and genetic disorders. So it is a boon for the field of for the medicine also. It is a base of for several molecular techniques like DNA fingerprinting, genetic imprinting, microarray, gene sequencing, molecular vector production, etc. So polymerase chain reaction has different advantages. Cloning genes, it used to amplify the genes which can be inserted into a vector. If we are making a transgenic organism, it is a help in PCR also plays a very important role where the gene and its product can be studied more closely, expressing the clone gene also. So it is also helpful in normal clone gene can be compared with the uncloned mutant form of gene. So PCR also helpful in this also. Viruses, as we know that viruses have long latency period. Example, HIV virus. Latency period means the virus show no symptoms. Even though for many years the virus has no symptoms and it is residing in the host. After that period, latency period, it will show the symptoms. So viruses have long latency period. So with the help of PCR, we can detect the early stage of infection. But PCR offers rapid and sensitive method for detection when a small proportion of cell is harboring the virus. It is a very important boon for knowing the if a person is infected by the virus. Adding novel DNA sequences to the ends of a PCR amplified sequence. It can be used to add specific sequence to the end of a DNA molecules. These specific sequences can be restriction enzyme sites or any other sequence of interest. So in adding novel DNA sequence to the end of a PCR amplified sequence, it is another advantages. In cycle 1, the added base simply do not hybridize to anything. In cycle 2, the bases are duplicated, effectively making them a part of PCR products. In subsequent cycle, the added sequence will be replicated, duplicated at part of the DNA molecule. So if PCR are having the advantages, it is having several limitations also. Limitation, prior information regarding the sequence of DNA or RNA target segment is required. So we have to know the previously about the sequence of DNA or RNA before conducting the PCR process. Only then we can design the generate primers and selectively amplify the targets. Now, second limitation is that even very small contamination, if a small contamination occur in a sample, it cannot be amplified, giving a false positive or false negative result. So the results would be not reliable. Third limitation is that there is a chance of mutation. There is a chance of change in the genetic makeup sequence of DNA during the process if the DNA polymerase enzymes makes an any error during replication. Third limitation is that PCR fails to detect novel mutation, multigenic disorders like asthma, diabetes, heart disorders, and structural and numerical chromosomal abnormalities. So they fail to detect novel mutation, multigenic disorders, structural and numerical chromosomal abnormalities. PCR is failed in this. Fifth limitation is that several organic or inorganic contaminants can disrupt the process, inhibiting the process and producing inaccurate results. Sixth limitation is it is highly temperature dependent process. It is totally relying on temperature. Hence, there must be strict regulation of temperature. Even a slight change in temperature can can destroy the amplification process. It is complex, requiring sophisticated technology. A wide range of chemicals and highly trained professional is required to operate this machine. It is not suitable for very long DNA molecule. Very long DNA molecule needs to be cut into smaller fragments, usually from 0.1 BP up to 10 kilobytes or 42 kilobyte can be used. So RNA needs to be first converted to DNA using reverse transcripted enzymes before it is amplification. So RNA needs to be first converted to DNA using reverse transcripted enzymes before it is amplified. So it is also very important. So most type of PCR processes require additional step for product analysis. So these are the limitation of PCR also. So we have learned about the advantages and limitation and steps of PCR.